Well, fuck. Well, anyways, haha, it wasn't a leftist that did it, you know? So, we've got a really big problem with, easy to access firearms in this country. Look, I don't agree with, uh, Kirk on, like, fucking anything. I never have. He's always disgusted me. Like, it's not new. It's not like I woke up, yesterday and learned who Kirk was and decided he was a piece of shit. Like, I've been aware that he's a piece of shit for quite some time, and somebody got him, and I'm just kind of like, well, I'm gonna let a blunt to that. Oh God, good riddance. May he rest in piss. No, but anyways, uh, obviously, despite my the world is a brighter place without this asshole take on it. I condemn, the killing of this guy, especially now that we've got more complete details about it. That it was some kind of, Nick Fuentes fan who, basically it thinks that Kirk is not enough of a, sellout to Trump and wants to, make it more extreme. Like this, oh, gross. So yes, I condemn this kind of thing, but Kirk was a piece of shit. Let's not sugarcoat it. He was a terrible human being. Like, yeah, he didn't deserve to get shot. He was a terrible person, though. It's not like we're, that we've suffered some great loss here as a country or nation. I mean, the world is a much better place without him in it. But it would be a much better place without Nick Fuentes in it as well. Needless to say, the gropers are like a serious, like, they're a plague. Like, they're not good. I mean, they're gross, and they're dragging this country to hell and into a dystopian hellscape. So, am I saying they should be shot and killed? No, but I'm not. If somebody does it, I'm not gonna shed a fucking tear for them, to say the least. Anyways, what I really wanted to get at is that we really do have a fucking problem with easy to access firearms in the United States. Like, I've been among those that have been pissed off that it's been just a bunch of flag lapels and thoughts and prayers. Like, fuck you. We need actual gun legislation, and this incident, it further proves it. I mean, look, you know you already know how I feel. I've been, for instance, very concerned about the rise of Christian nationalism, given that I'm not a Christian at all. I don't want to have religious views imposed on me. I don't want to have to adhere to the edicts of Scripture when I fucking hate the Bible. I hate what's in it, and I don't respect its authority on anything anymore. You know? And, you know, I have to deal with the fact that there are these movements that want to impose Christianity on me with any goddamn force that they can use, and I consider that a threat and very scary, shit that's going on. And, do you think that, given that you already know that I'm, let's say, not affectionate towards the Republican Party, towards Fox News, towards the political right, and I really hate their guts, truly, and to a really deep extent, and I have to carefully word these kinds of things, because if I say how I really feel, I'm gonna get into shit, where I can easily be reported, you know, like, I don't like them, though, and it's very, very powerful. It's true hatred, you know, and now, do you think that I should be able to just go to a gun show and get my hands on near military grade equipment to express my, absolute just disgust for the right and the people that make it up. Do you think it's a good idea that I be able to get my hands on near military grade equipment? I I don't. You are free to disagree, but I think we need common sense gun reform. Like, for instance, somebody shouldn't be able to just go to a gun show and bypass all the restrictions and everything and go in to the building and get, fully armed and then head straight out the building and on their way, Like, it's a bit of a. Like, what did we think was going to fucking happen? And it appears that the slaying of Charlie Kirk. Anyways, the I was wrong aspect of it. Well, not really. I mean, a big part of what I had to say about that one was, essentially that a bunch of incompetents had been placed up at the FBI, right? Well, they have been. It took a lot of online sleuthing, and the shooter's father apparently is the one that turned him in. So this it means that needed help from the community to to figure out who it is that did this, which in effect means that the FBI didn't do it. The community did it. Which means that it wasn't good fashion investigatory work on behalf of the FBI. It was the public, which raises the question of what are we fucking paying them for? You know, what are our tax dollars funding if this is how you catch a killer?